And welcome back to part 5 of Devil May Cry. This time we're going to flood the ship. We're going to flood the fucking ghost ship and then get out of here to head to our new destination. So I'm going to grip my handguns, doesn't really matter, but we're going to get the Staff of Hermes. They give you this item here, but it's not important until like another 4 or 5 missions yet. Which I always thought was kind of weird. Like, you would have thought they would have given it to you a bit closer, but no, they give that to you here. But where it goes is back in the manor. Remember the bridge that broke apart just before we fought Phantom? When we was back over there, we had to click on the thing. Behind the little voidular thing we clicked on to investigate to tell us to go back for the Pride of Lion, behind it was a symbol of a staff. That's where it goes. It's so far away from where we are. I just found it so weird. Anyway, here's the pirate captain of whoever owned this ship. Remember it being there. Wherever you do, remember that there, because the moment you leave the ship, it will activate a secret mission on the pirate captain. So just remember where you came out from, and remember it's there, and then as soon as you leave the ship, backtrack on yourself. But this mission is very short, so don't worry too much about it. Just get a move on. You have to kill all the enemies here for it to be able to carry on, unfortunately. These are the only enemies you have to kill, thankfully, though. There we go. Now we can move on. And be done, for now, with the terrible swimming controls. Because all we have to do is go over there. I'll at least kill these guys just for the sake of it, but we can go and finish. Ow. Dead yet? There we go. Right, are you dead in the back there? Also, for some reason, it counts this the same way it counts enemies in the air, so it will boost up your style meter even though you're just shooting at them. But that can't break. Right, let's get out of here. So, and that's the end of the mission. See? Very easy mission, but now we'll be outside the ship, so when this bit clears up, because similar to before, we won't be in a mission when we finish this bit. Sweet. So I'll do my bit where I'll quickly save and then go back on myself. Right, there we go. So if you just go back into the ship and head all the way back to where the captain was, I'm just going to ignore the enemies. Uh-oh. Oh, it's turned so slow! And it's up in this corner, up here. There was the little hole. Let's see, there it is. That took us up to where we need to be. So go up into it, go to the captain, and hit your interacting button. Whether that's square or circle is up to you. Both will work. And you'll get to a water cell. Probably one of the easiest secret missions in the game. You'll have this bleak, dark, uninviting void you'll be in, with 8 of these blades swimming around. Just kill all of them. If you find yourself getting a little stuck and they're all overwhelming you a little bit, feel free to swim away. Like, you can kind of go on for near forever. It's a very huge open space. Which, to be fair, if you're someone who's never been comfortable with deep water, this mission might not be the best for you, if I'm honest. Because I do know people who really struggle with deep water because you don't know what's lurking in the darkness of the ocean. And it does scare people. It is a very genuine, understandable fear. So this secret mission might just make you feel a bit uncomfortable because it's just this near infinite void-like space of water. With the only thing being able to work out where you are being these giant pillars. And the music's quite a little unsettling. It's a little bit too atmospheric and dark for its own good. And yet some of the blades sometimes swim quite far away to try and take pot shots at you. Oh, last one. There we go. As soon as you kill the last one, it will teleport you out of there. You don't have to worry about finding your way out or anything like that. And it will take you back here, so then just backtrack out as you leave. I'll cut until we're back outside. Right, back outside. As soon as you get out of the water, if you head over to the right side over here, I don't think there's anything on that note, is it? It's in the water down here. There is another blue orb fragment. There we go. Which is up to 2 or 4 for now. So I know I've missed quite a number of secret missions at this point, which is unfortunate, but it's just how it is. But we're going to move on and get out of here anyway. But we are approaching near the end of the second act. We're getting quite close to that Colosseum that I've been on about the past few parts. And we're going to have one final showdown in the Colosseum, and then we'll get the item we need to get out of here. And we're in mission 14 now. See, none of that counted as a mission, so you don't have to worry about your rank going or anything like that. I'll get Kick 13 level 2 just for the more damage with it. I think that'll do for me. I didn't mean to do that. I always forget, if you touch the right stick, depending on what direction you push, depends on what taunt you do. Later Devil May Cry games will change how the different taunts work and make it so you get a different taunt depending on how high your combo ranking is. Like as you do it, like if it's a C rank it will do a different one, if it's an S rank it will do a different one, and if it's a triple S, because Devil May Cry 3 Devil May Cry 3 onwards introduced the idea of being able to get a ranking above S with double S and triple S. It will do a different taunt if you do that, and I like that idea of it rewards you with better and cooler taunts. The skeleton's arm appears to be a lever of some sort. Should I turn the lever? Yes. Because what could possibly go wrong? Right, it's opened our way out. But it also turns it into a bit of a death trap. These spikes do quite a bit of damage, I might add. Yeah, they're nothing like too bad, but it's enough that you bloody notice it, so be careful. You can try and jump cancel through it if you're good, but I'm not that good at jump cancelling through. Not jump cancelling, just because the first few frames of your jump you're invincible. And I've never been good with it, so just get in. And look how much damage I took. Right, up here I know that in this little section we're in, I know there's actually quite a bit of treasure. There's something up the top here. There's a ledge, like, to the right of us, I believe. There's a ledge back here on the far left as well. And the ledge like, to the right of where we just were is where the blue orb fragment is, so I'll reach the very top of this and then just stinger off it, because there's another yellow orb putting us up to 6. Yeah, we're going to be fine and continues. Yeah, there it is. Snap this, putting us up to 3. And there's nothing back here, I don't think. No, there isn't. And then when we're ready, press on. Right, now, I want to make a point with this, because I don't know, I've never looked it up and looked into it to work out what happens here, but sometimes when I do this, go through this room, it's a shadow, like the wolf creature, but sometimes it's this guy, and I don't know what decides it. I don't know how it works or what I'm missing. It's just sometimes it's this, sometimes it's the shadow. I'd rather be the shadow, because it'd be a far easier kill than this fucker. God damn it. Because it's such an awkward position where we are, so we're just going to get whacked about a lot. There we go. Oh, and we got a big green orb as well, so that was a near full heal. Beautiful. Because I want to say there's a blue orb fragment in this area, but I honestly don't know. Like, I'll glance around, like, I don't think this way. I think this way just leads to items, if I'm honest. That was a missed bridge. No, I can't see anything. It doesn't even lead to an item, it leads to one of these. But I'm so, like, I want to say there's a blue orb fragment in here, but I honestly don't know off the top of my head. Because I've 100% of this game before, but that was quite a time ago, so I don't remember where everything is. Oh well, maybe it's something I'll spot in the post-record, but until then, let's move on. I'm sure there's one here, I just can't remember where. Oh, and this one you've actually got a spy with red orbs. That's probably why that red orb stands there, just in case for some reason you don't get enough from killing the thing. Oh, and there's another one right here, if I remember rightly, where it asks you for red orbs. So let's just massacre a few of these guys, but not spend all day. Ow. Yeah, these guys are infinite respawn, so let's not spend all day here. Let's just kill a few, just to show them off. Oh, we can get a quite high ranking, though. The amount of them that are here. Oof. And I think, similar to the other side when we were here, you can jump over the wall. Because the last time we was here, it was on the other side, and it was like a mirror reflection. Hey, mash buttons! So I don't want to test it, but that screen where it ends up leaving you hanging like that, if they attack you afterwards, I still can't remember if it's an instant kill on this difficulty or just like on a harder one. Anything else here, or is it just that red orb stash? Just the red orb stash. Okay, never mind. Oh. Use the red orbs, open this, get a move on. I don't think there's anything of interest in here. No, let's move on, because the marionettes are catching up. You've unsealed it! And that ends the mission. Alright, that wasn't that long of a mission. That's gonna really bug me. I know there was a blue orb fragment somewhere back there. Just, yeah. Wheel of Destiny. I believe this is the last proper mission we're spending in the outdoor environment. Next mission onwards, we'll be going back to the manor. Or the castle, even. Alright, the way that yeah, I knew it. So the way the camera is angled there, they must have been hiding something. Oh look, there's a bigger version of the blades. There are the stronger variants, and this is it. Right, although it won't seem like it, I am well aware there is a limited spawn. So I'm gonna like murder all of them and get that limited spawn. So I can kill all of them, then I don't mind just wandering about. But this area was where we started, which I always found kind of weird. Like we did all that wandering around just to end up back here. It's just now we have that little shield, so now we can open the doors to the left and right of the Colosseum to get the actual keys to get into the actual Colosseum properly. Because it was right here the whole time. These big guys, they do take a lot more of a beating, and their shield is harder to break than a little arm piece shield, because these normal blades, you can break their shields if you hit them constantly enough, but the bigger ones, it takes fucking forever to break their shield unless you're in DT. And back to that dull. There we go. It's not over yet because there's another big one. See, there's a lot that spawn in, but it's not infinite, so I'm just going to swap to the stronger weapon and start kicking some more ass. Yeah, kick 13 to death. Take shit. Because now we've upgraded the level of the kick 13, it has higher stun priority and does extra damage. So you're much more likely to get the stun with it than normal, which is a badass thing to know, but it doesn't tell you that. Like, the extra damage is a given, but the extra stun priority, it doesn't tell you that. You just have to get a feel for it and then realise it. And yeah, it doesn't mean you can stun everything, it just means your chance of stunning them is a bit more likely. I love this music. You know, I'm going to shut up and let this music play just for a little bit whilst we're doing all this, because it's such a great theme, lock and load. And there's still a few more. I don't know how many more blades there are left. I know it's limited. Actually, I say that. I think that's the last one. Yeah, it was. Alright, neat. Alright, let's get our rewards and get out of here. If you follow the fire path, like, once again, it's always showing you where to go. But I'm just going to cut out the middleman and, like, head over here. Get our 7th yellow orb. Because we clearly need 7. And then head over and open the door. Really, I should have gone with the left one first. Because, like, one of them gives you an awesome new weapon and the last gun of the game, and the other one actually gets you the key you need. And we're going for the key first, but really I should have gone for the secret first. Just because it's a lot easier of a room than this one. And whilst we're here, we'll get this off the wall. The Illuminite, which essentially just makes a little glowing circle around us, so when we're in dark environments we can still sort of see. Which later Devil May Cry's will make it that if you're in a dark environment you have a little light around you anyway, but this game makes it an item that you have to do it. And you can completely skip that item. If you know exactly where you're going, you don't need it. I'm just getting it more just for the Let's Play so you can actually see where I'm going. Right, behind this wall I believe is another yellow orb, because we really need 8 of the fucking things. They're really generous with it. I know why they're so generous with it. It's just still weird. Because they're generous with it because when we head back to the castle, the difficulty's gonna like get a bit of a spike. Like, it's not too bad, but don't be surprised if once you go back to the castle you find yourself dying a couple times because the difficulty does spike a bit. But that's what they're preparing you for, but it's not too bad. Like, if you're good with the game and you know what you're doing, yeah, you might get hit and you might get a bit close in some of the fights, especially near the end, but you shouldn't worry too much. It shouldn't be too bad. You know, we have to hit these as it moves along, which is as annoying as it looks to try and hit because it's the floor moving. Up here, if you unlocked both the shields, it will teleport you between them, but we only unlocked the right one right now and went straight to it. But if you unlock the left one, you can teleport straight to it. So I guess I should have really just unlocked the other one. Save time later on, but whatever. We'll go a long way. Drop this down. You can like jump to get big things, but I usually just line up a stinger and go through. But it's entirely up to you. If you prefer to line up stingers, then do what I do. But if you prefer to jump through, then jump through. There's something written. Colosseum, entrust the conqueror of the lance. Time has come to open the door. Yeah, and they're not weapons, which is like I said, you cannot equip these. When you're ready, drop down. There'll be a couple enemies down here. You don't have to fight them. You can jump and run away as soon as you want if you really want to. But I believe these are the only 2, so I'll just kill them. That's a really bad habit I've got in DMC1. Like, I think the only Devil May Cry game where this habit doesn't happen is DMC2, because I hate DMC2. So I don't like spending any time I have to in it. If I'm playing DMC2, I'm getting through it as quick as I humanly can. Which, speaking of which, at some point I will do a Let's Play of DMC2, because for me to really highlight just how much of an improvement 3 is and why it's my favourite, I need to show not only what they took from 1 and how they made everything better, but how little they took from 2 and how much they drastically changed from 2 to make everything better. But to highlight what they did different from 2, I need to, you know, show off 2, and so at some point I'll Let's Play 2 before I Let's Play 3. But that depends when I'm in the mood for it, because as you guys know, the only games I Let's Play on here are games that I enjoy and want to show off for one reason or another. And I don't enjoy DMC2 and don't really want to show it off. The only thing I want to show off is how different and how much better 3 is from it afterwards. But I want to Let's Play it at some point to highlight it, which means I've got to play that bloody game. But we'll get to that when we get to that. To be fair, don't be surprised when I get to it if you see me like not following a guide per se, but just having it on standby throughout most of DMC2, because my memory of DMC2 is appalling. In that game, everything looks the fucking same, everything's bland and everything blends in. It's very easy to just lose where you're supposed to go and get lost for a while. And so I'd rather just have a guide on standby, make sure I don't miss anything, make sure I get everything I need to along the way so we can get it done as quick as possible. And I'll probably die quite a few times in 2 as well, because my memory of 2 is not that good at all. The only thing I remember is that there's a fucking helicopter that they made a boss for some stupid reason. And one of the bosses is a skyscraper just because they advertised the ever-living hell out of it when the game was coming out. Now look at this skyscraper turning into a boss. Okay, cool. Also, if you go back here, if you break this wall, there's a blue orb fragment. But what's also worth noting, when we get our extended health, is that there's a really neat secret. You see this tiny orb? If you can smash it... Alright, so it's fucking glitched. I've been out here for like 10 minutes. Anyway, if you can smash that, and I don't know if there's something I'm missing or whether it is just glitched, but if you can smash that, it will give you 1 red orb, like 1 red orb piece, but when you pick it up, it gives you 1,000. So it's beautiful to get a hold of if you can. But it's glitching out, messing around. So I'll wait until I get the new gun, and then we'll go back. I'll go back and try that on it. And if that doesn't work, then I give up. Because I already butchered my ranking. You have no idea how long I was actually there for. I can make that. There we go. Yeah. I mind the purpley ooze. It doesn't kill you, it just hurts. You see, my health bar started shaking like I was in the actual soul water underwater section from the first act, not the shitty underwater controls from it. And here's our new weapon, the Nightmare Beta. And the Nightmare Beta is a weapon that will shoot a bunch of electric charged shots that will bounce off walls. So sort of like Spiral, just with electric shots with it from free. The only problem with it though is that you can charge it up, but charging it up uses Devil Trigger. So you won't see me use it much, because I like to have my Devil Trigger to use Devil Trigger, not to have it wasted on the Nightmare Beta. There's a similar reason why I don't use Quicksilver and Doppelganger in 3 too often, is because I like my Devil Trigger for Devil Trigger. Right, so yeah, this thing still isn't smashing. Alright, let's try the Nightmare Beta. So if you hold it down, you'll see it take Devil Trigger, and the longer you charge it up, the more it takes, but the bigger the shot is. So if I charge up all of it, it shoots loads, and I even hit something, just not what I needed it to fucking hit. But yeah, that didn't work either, so I'm just going to assume it's glitched, and I'm just going to move on. But there's 1,000 red orbs until you can smash it, so go for it. Either that, or it's just an issue of this port. Because I've seen more than enough videos of, at least graphically and audibly, some of the things that didn't carry over perfectly between the original and this port. Like the PC version has it the worst. Like if you look at the comparison of the original to the most recent PC version, it's kind of disgraceful. Like it's a real butcherment to the original project, and I really hope they do some kind of patch to fix a lot of its graphical and audio issues. But the PS4 and Xbox One version aren't too bad about it, thankfully. Like, a few of the visual ones are still present, but not all of the ones that are on PC, and a few of the audio ones are still present, but thankfully not all of them. Once again, and you can tell what we're about to fight, because I pulled out the grenade gun and Ifrit again, but we're in the Colosseum now, finally, and we can do what we need to do. Here's someone speaking inside your mind. Offer a sacrifice, and the Colosseum shall offer you the path to the Wheel of Destiny. What we need to do to get back to the castle, because the castle has now changed shape, because it's become nighttime. Yep. When it's during the evening, it was one form. When it became night, it changed to another form. But now Raven turns up for a final time, and we get our last showdown with Raven. In the rooms on the Sufite, you can see that purple tornado thing. Taking it will take you to much higher in the Colosseum for an aerial attack, but you don't need it. There's never a point in this fight that I feel that you need to be on the higher floors. There might be a blue orb fragment on one of the ends, and I will check after the fight, because you can get up there anyway, even when the purple vortexes are gone. But just similar strategy to before, use the grenade launcher, dodge around, and if you can stun him, that's when you go in wild with Ifrit. Unfortunately, there's not much else to this fight. It's the same as what you're used to for this first phase. When his health takes a few more punches, like he's nearly there, you'll break his wing, and he will be stuck to the ground for the rest of the fight afterwards. It's also raining in this fight, and it doesn't really look like it. It looks more like wind, but it is raining. That's another thing. That's part of the visual effect. In the original version of DMC1, the rain was very defined, and you could tell it was rain. Whilst in this, the rain is a lot more subtle, and the wind is a lot more apparent. So it looks more like it's just extremely gusty. But when you do enough damage to Raven, he will collapse down, and now he won't be able to use his wing because it's completely busted. Oh, it's broken off entirely. I thought it was just broken, but it's busted off entirely. So now he's grounded. So make the most of it, or else the Raven's gonna be a bit more pissed off at you now. And the music gets a little bit quicker and a little bit more frantic as well for it, because now he's angry. When you see him charge up and all the wind and rain start gathering to him, he's gonna do the electric storm down this, and it has a lot more range than it used to, so be careful. But just keep the pressure on him. Oh, and be careful of that. That's very easy to catch you. You can get a pattern with the dodges, but you guys saw it, I didn't really have it for long. And with the last blow here, he's finally defeated, and that's the end with Raven, the last proper time we'll encounter him in the game, which is to signal that we're at the end of the second act now, because next we'll be entering the castle at night for the third and final act of the game. I'm sorry, that never gets old. And I'm going to shut up for this.
Yours are definitely the powers of Sparta. Even more so. But I cannot let you live. I serve my master Mundus.
You can't fight with that wound.
Mighty is the power of Mundus. Master, grant me one last surge of power. The power to finish him. Master Mundus. Griffin, you have failed me. You are no longer worthy. Master! No! Please, no! Master, no!
Three-eyed.
You beat him. Maybe it was too easy for you.
Mundus. His heinous ways make me sick, killing even his own, like they were nothing. He's the one that took the life of my mother, my brother, and Shirley. My mother used to always tell me that my father was a man who fought for the weak. He had courage and a righteous heart. In the name of my father, I will kill Mundus.
Okay, bye Trish, nice to see you again. That's the only time we've spoken to her since we got to the island, like right at the very start of the game. Because every other time we've heard her talk and we haven't seen her and actually sat down to talk to her at all. Anyway, I'm going to quickly check the top of these to see if there is a blue orb fragment. I don't think there is. Like, I think it's mostly just green orb fragments, but I'm going to quickly go check. So we can't take these, but it's where the vortex would have been there to take you up. So I'm going to cut, and if I find anything, I'll let you know. That'll be a no. I did a lot of searching, but I couldn't find anything really interesting. So hop down here, and when you go to this, you'll pick up what the entire purpose of Act 2 was, the Wheel of Destiny, so we can get back into the castle. Now it would have changed shape. And that also ends the mission, and for the sake of this part, I'm going to call it wraps at 20 minutes 59 seconds. That is entirely because of how much time I spent trying to get the 1,000 orb bonus, but whatever. Next time on Devil May Cry, we're going to go return back to the castle. Now it's all changed shape in the night and find our way into hell. But until then, you guys take care now.